Tinctures, salves, fomentations, and poultices. What do all these words mean? Herbs can be turned into many different types of medicinal forms, and each form has a different use, so knowing the definition of each can help you understand exactly what type of medicine you need to make and how to use it. So here we go in alphabetical order of the most common types of preparations. A compress is a piece of cloth that is soaked in an herbal infusion or even plain water and applied to the affected area of the body. Compresses can be warm or cool depending on the effect needed. Cool compresses can be applied to your forehead, back of your neck, or your wrist to cool you when you are hot due to a fever or outside temperatures. They can be applied to skin issues such as bruises, scrapes, rashes, painful hemorrhoids, and sore muscles. Examples of herbs that are useful in herbal compresses include calendula, comfrey, sage, and self-heal. A decoction is a water extraction of seeds, barks, or roots. These plant parts require extended simmering for about 15 to 30 minutes to draw the medicine into the water. A decoction may be drunk as an herbal tea, made into syrups, or used in a compress. They may also be used to make creams. Herbs that need to be decocted include echinacea root, licorice root, willow tree bark, and angelica root. A fomentation is like a compress, except that this is first applied hot and then allowed to cool, then applied hot again. Fomentations are good for acute injuries such as sprains. They are also useful for menstrual cramps and toothaches. Herbs that are used in fomentations include comfrey, ginger, and cramp bark. A glycerite is a product that uses glycerin to extract the medicinal constituents from a plant. The glycerin acts as a solvent and also as a preservative. Glycerites are well suited for children or adults that do not want to ingest alcohol that is used in tinctures. Another benefit to a glycerite is its long shelf life, and they often last unrefrigerated for 12 months or longer. Glycerites are used in small quantities, usually from a few drops up to a teaspoon. They can also be used topically as anti-infectives or to soothe itchy, dry skin. Most herbs that can be tinctured can also be used in a glycerite. Infusions, also known as herbal teas, are made by steeping fresh or dried herbs in just boiled water for a period of time, usually 5 to 20 minutes. The infusion should be covered while steeping to prevent the volatile oils from evaporating. Leaves, flowers, and non-woody stems are best for infusions. Powdered root materials can also be used to make an infusion. Infusions do not last long, usually 24 to 72 hours in the refrigerator, so they are made in small batches. Infusions are great at extracting vitamins and minerals from plant material. Infusions can be drunk by the cup, sipped on throughout the day, or used topically in skin washes, compresses, or fomentations. They may also be incorporated into lotions. Examples of herbal infusions include ginger for nausea, yarrow for fever, and chamomile for sleep. A liniment is an herbal preparation using alcohol to extract the constituents of an herb that will be used as a topical rub. Since the liniment is only used topically, rubbing alcohol rather than vodka can be used to reduce the cost of the medicine. It is important to label the finished product for topical use only, since rubbing alcohol is toxic and must not be taken by mouth. Liniments are good for sore muscles and strained joints. Herbs that work well in liniments include arnica, cayenne, and cinnamon. Lozenges are essentially hard candies that are made with herbs. Lozenges should be dissolved in the mouth and are useful to soothe a sore throat or cough. When an antifungal herb is added, they can also be used as a remedy for thrush, also known as candidiasis. Lozenges are made by dissolving sugar in an herbal infusion and boiling it until it reaches 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Then the liquid is dropped in small amounts onto a cookie sheet and allowed to cool into hard candies. Because lozenges contain a large amount of sugar, they are not appropriate for everyone, especially if you have diabetes. Herbs that are useful in a sore throat or cough lozenge include ginger, cloves, and cinnamon. Herbs that may help relieve thrush include chamomile and black walnut. Poultices are used in the same way as a compress, but instead of soaking a cloth in an herbal infusion, the entire herb is applied to the affected area. The leaves of the plant are steeped in hot water for 2 to 3 minutes, then strained, and after cooling to a comfortable temperature, the plant material is applied to the area and covered to keep the poultice in place. Another way to make a poultice that is needed immediately is to make a spit poultice, which involves chewing the leaves until they are broken down, then applying this to the area. Plantain spit poultice is often used on insect bites and stings to draw out the toxins and to stop the pain and inflammation. Poultices are also used to relieve muscle aches and strains and for skin wounds. A salve is an herbal preparation that is made by extracting an herb with oil over a period of time, usually about 4 weeks. Then the plant material is strained out and the infused oil is heated enough to melt beeswax to incorporate it into a thick topical preparation. Salves are used to protect and relieve damaged skin. They are very useful for rashes, scrapes, bruises, chapped skin, and chapped lips. Herbs that are helpful in skin salves include calendula, comfrey, and Carolina geranium. A syrup is a sweetened herbal infusion or decoction. They can be made with either sugar or honey as the sweetener. Sweeteners such as stevia or monk fruit will make the liquid sweeter but will not have the demulcent properties that soothe the sore throat as the infusion thickened with sugar or honey will. Syrups are made by mixing 1 part infusion plus 1 part sugar or honey in a pan. Bring this to a boil and stir until all the sugar is dissolved. Remove it from the heat and cover the pan with a lid and let it stand until it cools. Store this in the refrigerator for up to 30 days. A tincture is made by extracting an herb with alcohol, such as vodka or brandy. Tinctures can be made with fresh or dried herbs, but because of the water content in fresh herbs, a stronger alcohol proof must be used to prevent mold growth from destroying your tincture. Because they are a concentrated product, tinctures are dosed in small amounts, usually from a few drops to 1 teaspoon. And since they contain alcohol, they are not appropriate for children or adults that want to avoid alcohol orally. Tinctures have a very long shelf life and should last for years without losing their potency. Most herbs can be tinctured, although it may not be the ideal preparation for many herbs. If you would like to learn how to make an infusion, a Glycerite spray, and a lozenge for sore throats, you will want to watch this video. Thank you for joining me today to learn about the terminology for some of the ways herbal medicines can be prepared. Stay healthy, study up on your vocabulary, and have a blessed week.